Hey fam, welcome to another episode of Good, Bad, and Ugly about real estate. Have you ever wondered what you're going to do for your first steps to get into real estate? Do you ever wonder, could you ever leave your W 2 and do real estate full time? Do you know what steps you would take to do that? My next guest is a good friend of mine, and she has done exactly that. She used to work at W 2, decided to get into real estate, and now she has left her W 2 and is investing in almost, I would say, nationwide, but she's focusing in one market, and I don't want to steal her thunder. So let me help me welcome to the stage my good friend Adriana.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's
Thank
been
you
a
for having
while.
me.
Thanks for coming
Like,
on. I mean,
yeah, I'm
you're
so
so busy
grateful.
these days. I remember where we used to be on the phone at least once a week, and now it's every time we get together on retreats.
If we're lucky, we even get to see each other at
There you
retreats.
go. I like to start my episodes with my guests sharing their journey and sharing their story. So, could you please share your journey with us? How did you decide to get into real estate? Where did you start from, and where you are today?
Sure. So I retired from the federal government in 2020. And at that time, I thought retirement meant slowing down, right? But I quickly realized that I still had so much I wanted to do. When COVID hit, I was really bored and I loved my job when I was working for the federal government. I just didn't like the having a boss breathing down my back, looking over my
Hmm.
shoulder, that kind of the type of boss that you just think, oh my God, this one's just too much. And I needed something, I needed to be my own boss. I always wanted to be my own boss. So in 2023, I stepped into real estate. And like most people, I didn't have it all figured out. I started out wholesaling did it for a year. I wholesaled a few deals that first year. And that experience taught me a lot, Jose. It taught me how to hustle, how to talk to sellers, even though I hated talking to sellers. That was just not my cup of tea, but I
Right.
did it anyway. And most importantly, I took imperfect action. And so I realized I didn't just want to hustle for small checks, right? I wanted to build long term wealth. I wanted to leave a legacy and an impact. So that's when I joined Owners Club in 2024. And joining was a very scary experience because I didn't know what I was getting into.
Go.
Okay, so as I was saying, I joined Owners Club, excuse me, in 2024. And joining Owners Club was a turning point for me. And it put me in the room where with people who were thinking much bigger, RV parks, multifamily units, co-living spaces. It pushed me to expand my own vision. So now it's 2025. I decided to rejoin Owners Club for that very same reason. And as a result of that, I now own two co-living properties in Converse. And I have formed a team. I have team members. I have underwriters. I have a transaction coordinator on my team. I have a systems operating manager. She's the one that does all the SOPs and simplifies all our processes, everything, right? I also have several bird dogs. A lot of bird dogs have reached out to me and they all want to join my team. And of course, I don't turn them down, right? But so now our team, as our first deal, because I want to keep the momentum with my team, I have told my team that we're going to close a deal and it's going to be as a team. We're going to close it as a team. So everybody's going to get a spread of the proceeds. So we're looking at a huge, a really nice RV park. Actually, we had like 4 or 5 maybe RV parks in our pipeline, but none of them really panned out. They weren't very good deals. But this one that I recently had a hosted a sub two meetup in here in New Braunfels. And I had a wholesaler come up to me. He says, Adriana, I understand you're looking at RV parks. I said, yes, I am. As a matter of fact, I am. And he says, I've got a really good deal. Can I send it to you? I said, of course. So I have forwarded it to my underwriter, and she said, oh my God, Adriana, this is a really good deal. Let's look at it. So we're going to be meeting at 3 o'clock today to talk about it some more. So we're really excited. In addition to that, I'm partnering up with a doctor. Him and his wife own a restaurant here in New Braunfels, and he is in sub two, and he is an MD. And he said, hey, Adriana, I'm looking at this residential treatment center here in Texas. Are you interested in partnering up? I said, of course. So we drove down to where this place is at, and we have a conference call tomorrow with the owner, and he is open to seller finance. So I am looking to raise capital. Jose, if you know any PMLs, send them my way, or
Absolutely.
tell them about this residential treatment
Yeah.
center that I'm looking at. Yeah, we think we can cash flow on day one because the owner actually has, I don't know, 10 other residential treatments like this, and one of them is in Boston, but he's got them all over nationwide, and he's trying to get rid of a lot of them because he's done a poor job of marketing. So we truly believe we have some really big ideas. We want to put a huge billboard right in front of the center. We even want to bring a journalist to come, and we want to get televised as well to promote it. So we're going to go big, and we both have some really good ideas. We're excited. And so that's what I'm working on right now. And, we'll see where it takes us.
Awesome. So let me take a few steps back. You talked about how you're building your team, and one of your team members are bird dogs. So can you explain to the audience what a bird dog is and how they help you in your business?
So bird dogs, I know there's been a lot of trainings. I know Laura Morby's has done some training. Pace Morby's done some trainings, bird dogs. So these are people that are just starting out in real estate. They're brand new. And it is recommended that in order for them to start in real estate, they should start maybe in doing some bird dogs just to kind of learn how to find deals and source them out and pitch them to a potential buyer. So I'm not too, I don't like to really promote so much them as bird dogs because a lot of these bird dogs, they're bringing me deals that are just, they go to Zillow, they find them on Zillow, and they're just, I try to make it very clear to them, look, if you're going to bring me deals, they have to be, if you're just going to find me a deal, I'm going to just pay you a finder's fee. If you're going to, if you're going to call the seller, you're going to negotiate the deal, you do more of the heavy lifting for me, then of course I'm going to pay you what Laura and Pace Morby are saying that we should pay you, because they're saying that we should be paying them anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000. And
Sure.
I don't have a problem paying them that, but they need to do a lot of the heavy lifting for us. Do you agree?
Let me stop you
Right?
there. Agreed. So there's three different levels. If you follow their training, right, there's three different levels. This is for the audience, not necessarily for you, right? There's level one, two, and three. Basically, a level one bird dog is somebody who doesn't really want to do much work. They saw an advertisement and then they just send you an address, throwing something against the wall and see what sticks. Not really a great bird dog because you have a specific buy box, right? You're looking for a specific property or specific business. So that doesn't really help you. You're just they're trying to throw something at you and see if it's something that you're willing to do. A level two is more of I'll make sure it meets your buy box, and maybe I can talk to see if they're open for creative financing. And then I can pass that on to you. And then to level three goes really detailed. They're providing you comps, they're providing you the rental potential, the 3 or 4 different strategies you can use on the property. So they go a little bit more beyond just identifying a deal that you may be interested in. Yeah, if you're out here watching this, I will tell you this: most investors that will buy or want you to help bring deals to them, you almost need to be a wholesaler without being a wholesaler.
Exactly. That's what I
Because
would prefer to call them.
yeah,
They're wholesalers. They're not bird dogs.
because we need it saves us time and we can make a decision faster if we already know what the
Exactly.
costs are, how much we're going to spend on rehab, all that
Hmm.
kind of stuff, which is what a wholesaler technically does. But that's the one, two, three levels of bird dogging. So I want to bring that up. You talked about residential treatment centers. You didn't really go into detail what your government job was, but how do you make how did you make that leap to wanting to partner with somebody? I know he has a medical background. I know you well enough to know that you don't have a medical background. So how do you decide that's something that you wanted to get involved in?
Yeah, I did work for the federal government, but not like a. I didn't work for the VA or anything, any agency like that. Mine was totally different. I worked in a marketing department for the U.S. Department of Treasury, where I would go out and teach financial institutions how to process government payments and how to process ACH payments. Totally different from what I'm doing now. But I decided to join forces with this doctor because I think he's not only a good friend, but he's a good connection, and he's gonna be carrying a lot of he's got the license, obviously, and he's gonna teach me all of that. And I want to learn more about that. It sounds very interesting, and I want to help people that are in a lot of distress, trying to cope with life, that have addictions, whether it's drug addiction, addiction, any kind of addiction. I want to be able to help them and feel like I have contributed to the world, leave a
Right.
legacy.
So I got a question for you. Are you looking big picture where you can maybe pair your residential treatment center to maybe a co-living type property?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, Jose. It's not just helping working professionals or seniors, provide them affordable housing, but also provide these other people that need help from us to
Right.
help them cope with life so that they can live a better life and lead a hopeful life
Right.
and be able to contribute to society.
You're people watching this. She's exactly like me. I don't have a background in real estate, and I'd like to get into it. What did you find was the biggest? What's the word I'm looking for? I want to use the word catalyst, but I don't think that's the right word. What decision or what did you do that kind of changed it where you went from, oh, I'm just getting into it doing wholesaling to now I can start looking at buying properties and buying businesses? What was that change for you?
I always, even like when I was working for the federal government, I always knew that I wanted to be in real estate, not be a realtor, but to invest in real estate. And I when I was wholesaling, I thought I don't want to just passive income. Yeah, I was making $5,000, $10,000 here and there, but it was just paying my bills or paying it was I had a great lifestyle then, but I thought that's not really what I want. I want more. I wanted active income. And that's why I decided to pivot to asset classes like RV parks and self-storage units and multifamily units, multi-home parks. I'm more interested in active income so that in about 3 to 5 years, I want to come to a stopping point and be able to just live and travel the world. That's what
Right.
I want to do, leave a legacy.
Sure. Because I know that I know you. You don't have you never had an RV park. You never owned multifamily, right? So what have you done to allow yourself to be able to take down those type of deals? I
It's
think I know the
can
answer, but I'm trying to get people to
it's yeah, it's simple. It's connecting with the right people. There's a lot of experienced senior OG leaders in the community, in the owners club community, and that's who I have connected. And I think I'm a great connector, and I have built really solid relationships with a lot of people in the OC community, and I've just partnering with them and learning from them. I'm helping them. They bring the deals, or I can bring the deal, but I can raise the capital. And in fact, I want to perfect the capital raising skill set. I want
Mhm.
to get really good at it so that I can start teaching and having workshops here in New Braunfels, teaching people how to raise capital. That
Well,
is my
don't limit
goal.
yourself to New Braunfels. Put that on online. Do a webinar so people
Yeah,
around the world can, or at
yeah,
least around the country, can learn how to do it.
uh-huh,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So I saw you did a post, and I hope you're not mad at me for bringing this up. But I was curious, what's the status of your Texarkana project? How's that going?
Oh, the Texarkana? No, we decided to pull the plug on that because it sits in a historic neighborhood,
Uh
and
huh.
there's a lot of we're going to have a lot of issues with the county there. So we decided, no, we don't want headaches. So it was a really good deal, but we just didn't want to mess with the counties, all of the restrictions. You can't do this or you can't do that because it's in a historic community. So we just said, forget it.
So for the audience, if you buy a house that's in what they consider a historic district, you literally have to go through the city
It's a lot of red tape.
planning and the park development departments to get approval for every little change you want to do.
Everything.
For
Yeah.
example, let's say you have a 1914 house and
Hmm.
you want to buy or you want to replace the windows so they're more energy efficient. You have to get the approval from the city, change out your windows, and they have to be a certain style, and they have to be like they have to almost look
Exactly.
like what you're replacing, which is hard to do. If you're
Yeah.
trying to make it energy efficient, which you would think would be ideal, but they don't care. Even if you're trying to do like an exterior refinish, the color that you use sometimes can be required that you have to maintain the same color, even if you wanted to change the color.
Hmm.
It's worse than having an HOA, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
It's
because
worse.
it's your property. You don't have full control over it. They do, as far as what you can and can't do as far as changes. A lot of investors stay away from historic districts just for that reason, because your creativity is limited and it takes a long time to get things approved. And then that costs you money, especially if you're borrowing money. Words to the wise, if you're investing in historic districts, don't. Because
Right. Exactly.
that or you got to plan for having holding it a long time because of the approval process. I had one that was in even a small town, and they only met once a month. So if your change didn't get onto that board meeting, then you have to wait a whole another 4 weeks to get that thing approved. So it can add to your timeline quite a bit. And if you're borrowing hard money where you're paying, I don't know, let's say 1.25% per day or something like that, it can get costly for you.
Oh yeah,
It's not
for
a place
sure.
I can understand why you wouldn't want to move forward on that one.
No.
So you've been in real estate for a little bit. What's a good story that you could share with us? And what's a story that you're like, oh my gosh, I learned so much because it didn't go as well as it should have?
I would say joining Owners Club has been the best thing that I could have done ever in my life. It has really changed my mindset. I stopped asking, can I do this? And started asking, how big can I go?
Right.
The proximity, just being around people they're closing huge deals has showed me that money isn't the problem. The real key, Jose, is relationships, creativity, and
Yep.
execution. Those three things. And I think I have built a really good relationship with some of these people in the Owners Club community. And I'm just so blessed and grateful for them because if it weren't for them, I don't think I would probably still be wholesaling, or maybe not wholesaling, but I would still just be buying single family homes. Short, and I want to think bigger. I recently joined Jesse Stanton and Amber McCollum's community.
Okay.
And I actually attended one of their masterminds I think it was last month. Yeah. And yeah, I've just learned a lot from them as well. They're really big on mindset and relationships.
Awesome. Have you had the opportunity, had a deal go sour, or you've been pretty lucky up to this point?
I've been pretty lucky so far. Thank God. Knock on wood.
People are watching this. Okay, fine. You worked a W-2. Now you're doing real estate. You're building a relationship to get into bigger deals. Like, how would you, if you had the opportunity to have a one-on-one, which is like what we're doing right now with somebody who's watching this, what words of advice would you give them as far as how they can get started, or how they can start thinking and growing and being bigger and attacking or aiming for bigger deals?
So I would tell them community is everything. I would tell them get in the right rooms, connect with people, and find accountability partners. Attend meetups. I host meetups every month in New Braunfels here locally, New Braunfels, Texas. And I have made so many connections, Jose. In fact, like I was telling you earlier, I had a wholesaler come up to me. He says, I follow you on Facebook and I understand that you're looking to buy RV parks. I say, of course, yes, because I've got a deal for you. So he brought it to me and I have forwarded that to my team and they're looking at it and we're going to discuss it at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So yeah, get get connected, stay plugged in with people, attend these sub two meetings. You won't have all the answers. These people that are just starting out, they think that, oh, if I keep watching all these videos, listen to all this content that Pace has out there, all these Zoom calls. No, just take action because you're never going to have, I'm still learning. There's just so much to learn. And I would say don't wait until you feel ready, just because that day will never come. Just start where you are with what you have. That's what I would say. Because wholesaling is great because a lot of people want to start doing wholesaling. Wholesaling is great for quick cash, but ask yourself, how could you build wealth that's going to outlive you? It won't be wholesale. You've
Right.
got to think bigger. And when you show up to add value and not just take it, opportunities will flow your way. Promise you.
Well, wholesaling, right? If you decide you want to take a 2-week vacation, if the business all relies on you to create leads and close deals,
Mm,
basically lost. You're losing money as you're in there enjoying the money you just made.
exactly.
Good word of advice. I like that.
Thank
So
you.
if people want to partner with you or see how they can get involved in some of the deals that you have coming, or maybe they just want to follow you and see how your journey is progressing, how could they do that?
I would say follow me on Instagram, Adriana.Pena 711, or follow me on Facebook, Adriana Pena.
Awesome. And for the audience, all those will be in the description, so you don't have to worry about writing it down. I got you.
Okay.
Adriana, thank you so much for spending time with me today and
Thank
sharing your
you.
journey and letting people know that it's okay to take imperfect action and just get in the right rooms and meet the right people so that you can grow and get involved in real estate. I think people can relate to that and say, if she can do it, I can do it too. So I appreciate you bringing that to the channel.
Thank you for having me on, Jose. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share my journey, hopefully encourage someone who's just getting started. I hope I can, if anyone wants to reach out to me, call me, text me, DM me on my Facebook or Instagram. I'll be happy to help any way I can.
Awesome. I appreciate that. To the audience, thank you for sharing this time with me and Adriana. I hope you got as much out of it as I did. She shared a wealth of knowledge, showing you that you don't have to have all the answers, that as long as you have a will and some grit behind it, that you can make this a business for you and hopefully create generational wealth. Again, Adriana, thank you so much for spending time with me. And to
Thank
the
you.
audience, we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.